I spoke to one man who was inside the store. He tells me he didn't believe what was happening at first. Then everyone started running to the back. He got out and says officers kept moving the group he was with further away. He could still hear gunshots going off. This is such a large crime scene for investigators to go through and make sure that they have all of the evidence. Two of the bullets ended up hitting this fence right here. Investigators say that bullets went flying when the suspect and the victim exchanged gunfire right here on this sidewalk. Take a look. Another bullet ended up hitting this mailbox. I just got back from driving closer to that 3-mile pre-evacuation area. I spoke to one man who was pulled over on the side of the road, watching, getting a closer look through some binoculars. Police say it was a school resource officer who was the first one on scene. That officer immediately started helping, applying a tourniquet to one of those teens. The chief of police says her heart dropped when she first got the call and learned what had happened here. It's a feeling that the people in this community share tonight. We just pulled off the interstate actually to a hotel that's right by there. I want to show you the parking lot here. It's just full of cars, a lot of people stranded, also a line of semi trucks over this way. They just have nowhere to go. A lot of them might be stuck here overnight. CDOT, of course, asking people to please wait this out, avoid travel in this area. That progress is the product of a lot of hard work. I want to show you what's left of this pile tonight. You can see part of this hollowed out and burned trailer next to a large amount of donations. Believe it or not, this is actually smaller than it was just a few hours ago. She watched it all on surveillance video from inside of the car wash here. After the shooting, the suspect jumped into his car and sped off. Just a block down the street, he ended up T-boning an unmarked police car. The department says they're working to improve the way states share information. They checked for a criminal record, but not for any previous child care licenses outside of Colorado. D20 is admitting fault tonight, saying 4 of their teachers violated policy. The mom I spoke to says she pulled her daughter out of D20 today. We are asking police for the name of that suspect. As soon as they give it to us, we will be looking into her background. Both police and the gym did not say anything for months after Ryan Collins was arrested. It was only after I started asking questions that they reached out to members. Now we know there are 2 new victims and new charges. So when they drove by this park and they saw this huge pile here, they thought they could just dump them here, but this lot is for city use only. It's for trees the city is collecting from city property. Right now there is a standstill between police and protesters here outside of police headquarters. Those protesters have been standing at the police barricades where they have Nevada and Rio Grande blocked off for about an hour now. I want to show you the crowd. Just in the last few minutes, we heard police come over a loudspeaker. Police tell us the mom was drying the hood of her car at the car wash. Then the suspect walked up, opened the door, and jumped in the driver's seat. This report from state investigators says the 6-year-old was sitting on the seat belts instead of wearing them across her lap. It says the ride operators never noticed. It's definitely a big boost for sports bars like Overtime here. I met with the owner today. We talked about business and all the numbers, but after listening to his story, it's a good reminder that we're all just people trying to get by and we can get through together. Tree limbs were just no match for it. Even bigger ones like this snapped like twigs and came crashing down. The snapping, it's crazy, and cracking,
I didn't know what was happening,
has now switched to the sounds of cleaning up. It's a symphony of sound on the sidewalk as this neighborhood works its way back to normal.
This is awful heavy.
What a mess for late May.
I can't remember it coming down like this late in the season.
This winter wonderland is just a springtime special here in Colorado. Everywhere you look, the slush has brought down tree branches. They're on the street, on cars, even houses.
It sounded like an explosion. It was pretty dramatic.
Dean Robertson heard this tree fall on his neighbor's house last night.
They're okay, but they're school teachers, and they went to work this morning like they do every day.
Just a block away, another tree, another house.
Wow, what a lot of work.
When the work is done and the cleanup is over, these neighbors just have to wonder.
What summer wear?
Everything will return to springtime, I hope.
Winter, spring, summer, I guess you just never really know what you're going to get here in Colorado. But hey, at least the sunshine is already going to work for us today. A lot of this slush has already melted. That's right. Investigators tell me Officer Jared Dozier was off duty when he plowed through this cul-de-sac early this morning in Colorado Springs. He is a police officer in Aurora. Tonight, they've opened up an internal investigation. A head-on hit at a high rate of speed, all caught on camera.
It was bad.
Jesus Porras says the impact shook his entire house.
Look at this.
Debris now covers his lawn.
Shaky all over the place.
It's even wedged into his wall.
Look at that. See that?
That's a headlight that went flying.
It's almost like a tornado happening in my house.
Police say an off-duty officer crashed into this tree near Meadowland and Montebello.
Now the bumper was all the way.
The driver took out a neighbor's mailbox and swiped his car first before barreling into the big pine.
I'm just glad it was here to, slow him down before he got into my neighbor's house.
This home security video shows you just how fast he was going.
He was so bloody and said, don't call nobody, don't call anybody. He said, I pay for everything.
Investigators believe the off-duty cop was speeding and drinking.
He was way up the bum. He was wasted.
He was taken to the hospital. No one else was hurt. Porras says it's way too close of a call, too close to home. Aurora police tell me the officer is now on restricted duty while they investigate. Colorado Springs police gave him a ticket and he was released.